slave to fear. I am a child of God.
Session 4 of I Am a Child of God. So what other types of fathers are there? There's the performance-based father. Some men feel that to bring out the best in their child, they've got to push them all the time, push them to perform. They give high praise when the child does perform, but when they blow it, well, there's just criticism or belittling. So a child grows up with the notion that unless I perform up to expectations, I'm not lovable. The extreme of this, of course, is the parent for whom, for some reason or other, nothing is ever good enough. And we've ministered to many people who are still trying to please a parent, even though that parent has long gone. If we transfer this onto God, then we become obsessed with good works. I must do good things, I must work hard to be acceptable to God. But then there's always the worry, have I done enough? And when I fail at something, is God going to disapprove of me? Unfortunately, our churches have many people who desperately are trying to do enough good works to make themselves acceptable to God. And this lifestyle just leads to tension and insecurity. Then there's the antagonistic father. He wants to set up a struggle for supremacy. He always wants to show the child that, well, he can do it much better than they can, or he's achieved much more in his life than they ever will. Maybe they even battle the child for the affection of the mother. And this will lead a child to low self-esteem, a sense of, what's the point of trying? I can't win. Father's always standing in the way. And it leads to a defeatist attitude. And if we transfer that onto God, we'll take the attitude, well, there's no point in doing what he wants us to do because it's never going to be good enough. And then there's the abusive father. He may be violent with words. He may be violent with his fists. He may be sexually abusive. And the child is powerless in his hands because he's bigger and he has authority. Sometimes that abusive father may be a pillar of the church. The whole church is then behind him, and if you complained, they wouldn't listen to you. He's hiding behind a facade of public decency, but at home he's producing hell. This leads to fear, hatred, distrust. And if the father's seen as a pillar of the church, then it leads to seeing Christianity as hypocritical. Transfer it onto God, and he is unfair, hypocritical, and a bully. All these failed fathers lead to hurt. And to hurt that we can't just push down and live on top of it. It just doesn't go away. The gap that our Father has left in our lives has to be healed, and in its place we need to know the true fatherhood of God. 1 John 3:1. See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him.
Oh, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard a tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are, it's who you are, it's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am, it's who I am, it's who I am. Oh, I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers only you provide, 'cause you know just what I need before we say a word. You're a good, good father. It's who you are, it's who you are, it's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am, it's who I am, it's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. slave.